Noob review.
Hello and welcome to another noobreview.com quick look video, and today I am joined by Adam Radcliffe.
Hello.
And nobody else because there's no one else around today.
Yay.
Hooray!
I've been looking forward to this game. It's been a long wait, lots of anticipation.
It has. Now, do you want to tell everyone what we're looking at here?
This is The Walking Dead, Episode 2.
Starved for help.
Starved for help.
Yes. As if you couldn't tell from that glorious title, this is TellTale Games' episodic downloadable zombie game based on, obviously, the Walking Dead comic books and TV series.
And it's actually really compelling. I love it.
No, I completely agree with you.
I haven't played this episode yet, but I can't wait.
That's good. Well, I'll try not to spoil anything for you majorly. There shouldn't be too many spoilers in this anyway. But I suppose we should start by explaining who you play as, really, because you don't play as Rick or Shane. So that's Rick from the comics and TV series, and Shane's had a big part in the TV series. You play as an entirely new character who has a shady past.
A really big axe.
Yes. And as you can see here, you know, we're not actually controlling any of this movement at the moment, but what happens is you're given dialogue choices. So a few moments ago you would have seen a number of buttons come up on screen with options coming up, and you've got a few seconds to choose what you say. Now the really interesting thing about this is, depending on what you say, that can have a massive outcome on the way the other characters treat you. And in fact, they remember things that you say. Even something you said in the first game, characters in this episode will remember what you said.
So all your decisions are sort of consequences, good or bad.
Exactly, yes, and that's one of the most compelling things about it. And particularly in this episode, a lot of the moral choices you're presented with are really, really hard.
Oh.
There are no right or wrong answers.
Yeah, because in the first episode there's a couple of choices there, but they're relatively easy to make for most people.
Yes, and without going into too much depth, around halfway through this episode there is a big twist. And it's hard to talk about without going into any depth, but you're given a choice of how to deal with this twist. And your initial reaction may not necessarily be the best course of action.
I'm guessing you had a bad experience with it then. Bad consequences or something.
Yeah, well, I did what I thought was right, and some of the other characters were not very happy with me.
Trust me, I don't think I can hit
What's going on here?
Well, to set the scene, this is 3 months after the first episode, and they've basically run out of food.
Oh, right.
So you've got your friend here, and you're trying to capture some food.
It's great that they've lasted this long.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Does it show in the episode? Do you see a lot of growth in those 3 months from the first time you played it?
Not really. If anything, I mean, at the end of the first episode, your group of survivors are hauled up in a abandoned motel, and you can kind of see they've built up some defences a little bit.
All right.
So like big thick walls, there's an alarm system and barbed wire fencing.
No, please don't kill us.
Now here is one of the first moral choices you're presented with in this episode.
Oh, it's my good old friend.
Whose name you can't remember, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Old Mustachio, he's cool. But yes, you've stumbled across a group of other survivors, and one of them's got their legs caught in a bear trap. Now, because basically society has crumbled, there's no rules anymore. You can't trust anybody. So you're given the choice: should you help these people, or should you leave them to their fate, or should you kill them?
Why would anyone choose to kill him?
Well, they might come after you later on if you leave them behind.
Oh, that's a good point.
You can't trust anybody because there's no rules anymore. There's no police. There's basically society has completely collapsed, and you basically do whatever you can to survive.
Oh no.
Now, of course, to make things worse, here come the zombies. Meaning you've only got a couple of seconds to make a decision about what you're going to do. Are you going to save them? Are you going to kill them? Or are you just going to leave them to it?
There's gotta be something we can do.
Being the good little Boy Scout that I am, I decided, you know what, I'm going to try and help him. He looks friendly enough with his beard, so let's try and get the bear trap off him.
Oh, never trust a man with a beard.
As you can see, the bear trap there is basically it's been altered so that you can't open it, so you've got a choice.
Come on, do something.
Please! All that blood and screaming?
Please
He's
hurry.
surrounded any minute! Hurry!
Lee, it has to be now.
Oh dear, here we go.
Jesus!
No, no, no!
It's almost worse than heavy rain. Putting your little finger off.
I'd say it's, well, yeah, it's definitely worse.
Oh!
It's so brutal, isn't it? That's what makes these decisions so hard, because it's really harrowing having to do this. It's not like glorified violence.
Yeah.
Going, yeah, this is really cool, hacking off a dude's leg.
No cutaways to just some other character. He's passed out.
Wasting ammo now. We gotta go!
Now, of course, because I've decided to save these survivors, they are now part of my group. Or at least the ones that make it.
I'm really interested to see what happened if you didn't save him.
Well, presumably, none of them would join your group. And of course, the interesting dynamic here is that you haven't got enough food for the batch of survivors that you've already got.
Aw.
You don't want to be bringing new people along.
Oh, the poor guy.
Well, that's it. That's The Walking Dead Episode 2. It's available now on Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network, and will soon be out on PC.
Yay!
Thank you for playing. Presented by
Noob Review.